He's running. I be damn. Yo, what's up, guys? It's Johnny here, and we're back with another video on this 86 GMC Sierra. So in the last video, we accomplished getting sparked, and she actually wanted to run. So that tells us she's not getting fuel, which we already knew that going forward. So today's objectivity is, one, we got to get the fuel drained if there's any in it. If there's not any in it, that's actually really good. Or if there's a little in it, that's good too. We want to try to get as much of the bad gas out of the system as we can. And we need to prime the pump, get fuel to the carburetor, because the way this engine ran for that short amount of time, I really don't think it's going to need a rebuild kit. But before we put a rebuild kit on it, I want to actually hear this engine run and listen to it, and then we'll make a clear decision instead of just throwing parts at it. So that's what we're going to do today. So y'all stick around and let's get busy. All right, guys. So let me take. I was going to show you something here, but let me take you a step back. So I went ahead off camera. I went ahead and tried draining the fuel out of this tank and the one on the driver's side as well. And what I've come to the conclusion of, there is no gas in this thing, or very little. Okay. And the reason I say that is because I went to Home Depot and I bought this little drill pump. Okay, and don't underestimate these little things. Okay, so it has an inlet and an outlet, as you can see, and on this end here, hold on this end here on the inside, I connected a 6-foot water hose with a thinner diameter than that, so I could get it through the filler neck of the gas tank. So with my approximate estimation of my mathematical equations from homeschool education, that puts me approximately 4 foot of water hose into the tank. So should have been plenty of hose, and I got no gas out of either tank. Now I do know that the truck is slanted forward, so most of the fuel will be into the front of the tank, but either way, these tanks aren't that big, so I should have gotten fuel. I didn't get any out of it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this bolt here off, okay? And this is actually your inlet fuel line that connects down to your fuel pump, which is this here. This is your fuel pump on this. This is a mechanical fuel pump. So what we're going to do is we're going to bust this loose, and what we're going to do then is, once we get this thing loose, what we're actually going to do is I'm going to see if I can hook my pump to it and see if there's any fuel in the lines at all. So let me get everything set up. Let me get this broken loose, and I'm going to show you what to do. Okay, guys. So off camera. Sorry, it's hard for me being out here by myself to record everything, so I apologize for that. But I did hook it up, put the line in there just to see if we could get any fuel, and I couldn't. So what I decided to do was hook the pump up into this tank, and let's just see if we can get anything to work, which, again, I've already done off camera, but I'm going to show you. See, as you can see, it's working pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, hold on, give me a second here. I'm going to try and see if we can't get this hose, which we can. It's just a tight fit. I'm going to try to pump a little bit of gas into this carburetor. I can see it going in. I don't know if y'all can on camera, but I definitely can. And that's all we're going to do. I'm really tempted to try to fire this thing up, guys. Really tempted. I think what I will do before we try to crank it, though, and I'm going to do it off camera, is I'm going to try to pump a little bit of fuel down to the fuel pump itself. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Give me a few minutes, I'll be right back with you. Yo, what's up, guys? We're back in. This is the first video that we're actually going to have 2 separate days, possibly 3, depending on how today goes. So I decided we're going to put some fresh gas in it, because we're not really sure how much is in it. I don't know if it's enough for the fuel pump to pick up, and I don't know which tank is working. Because on the inside, and I'm going to show you all this here in a little bit, there's a switch where you can switch from your passenger side tank to your driver's side tank. And we don't know if that switch is working, so we don't know which tank it's actually picking up fuel from. So what I'm going to do to alleviate that problem for now is I'm going to put 5 gallons on each side of the tank. I've already filled up that one. I'm going to fill this one up here in just a second. And yeah, let's get started, guys. Okay, guys, that is 5 gallons in each tank. Now we got fuel. We know we have fuel in the tanks, so that will alleviate the problem. So now anything else we know is from the tank to the engine is our problem with the fuel. So let's get on to diagnosing, and we'll go on from there. Okay, guys, so I've mentioned this in this video a little bit where I continue to say the starter is starting to drag. Well, I think we've got to the point where the starter is just wore out. I don't really remember this truck running much when I was a kid. I was around it a long time ago, but it's been sitting, like I said, for 10 to 15 years. And I think what's happened is that starter has probably gotten corroded up and the terminals are probably really rusted out and blah, 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 blah. And I think in general, we just need to change the starter, because this is what's happening with the mechanical fuel pump. Now, this is just a theory. With the mechanical fuel pump, ignore the wind. It's very windy out here in North Texas today. But what I believe is happening is the motor's not spinning over fast enough, and what is causing it is the fuel pump is not picking up enough fuel, because it's a mechanical fuel pump. And if I understand how they work, and I could be wrong, let me know down in the comments below. When the motor spins over on this mechanical fuel pump, that's what makes the fuel pump work. It's got a lever in there that goes up and down, and that's what pumps. So when the engine is spinning over, it makes a fuel pump lever pump, and that's what pumps fuel from the tank to your carburetor. And I don't think that's happening. Even if that's not the case, though, with the starter dragging as bad as it is right now, we need to change it anyway, just so we can alleviate starting problems later in the future. So let me get a floor jack. Let me get something to put the truck on so it doesn't fall on top of my head, and I'll show you what's next. Stay tuned. All right, guys, as you can see, I got it up off the ground here. Is it safe? I doubt it. Should you do it? No. Am I going to? Yes. Now follow me to the undercarriage of an 86 GMC Sierra. Get up under here. This is actually a really simple starter change. There we go. So you got two, should be 9/16 bolts. I hope I grabbed the right one. Let's see. Yeah, you got two 9/16 here. You got one here and one here. Then on your top, you're gonna have 2 wires. You're gonna have a 3/4 inch nut, I think, right here. You're gonna do your ground cable. Then you're gonna have another one. So let's get it off, chat, and see what goes. All right, guys. So I got the starter out. Like I said, there's two 9/16 bolts here and here. You have a ground wire here, and then you have an 8mm wire or bolt or nut that holds a wire on this one. Okay. So what we're doing here now is we need to double check, make sure everything's going to line up the same. And obviously everything looks close. Let's go ahead and double check anyway. So we're going to have an 8mm here. They appear to be lining up, right? Our ground, all looks good. 9/16 here, 9/16 here, here and here. So everything looks like it should match up. So we're going to see. All right, let's put the new one in. All right, guys, so wanted to show y'all, I got the starter resting up here on the frame of the engine, so don't worry, it's not just hanging on by this wire. That's where this red wire goes. That's your hot wire. And then your 2 ground cables are obviously going to hook here. This is a ground. That should be your other ground, okay? What I wanted to show you guys though, and you know this truck's been sitting a while. Look at these dirt dauber nests up here, guys. Let's get them out of there. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. And while we're here, we can actually take a look at this freeze plug, which it had coolant in it, so. Ugh. Boy, it's buried in there, isn't it? There's a freeze plug. It looks pretty good. So I'm gonna get this all hooked back up, guys. And yeah. And this turned out to be an 11/16, not a 3/4. So that was fun. I had to crawl back out of here, get an 11/16. Get this hooked up. I love how they sent new washers, new hardware. That's awesome. That's one more. And I forgot to mention too, guys, and I figured it out once I sparked myself. Once I had sparks coming everywhere. Unhook your battery before you do this. And I'm actually going to have to set y'all down here. So hopefully the camera don't shut off. If it does, well, I'll show you the finished results if it does. Here we go. Make sure it's tight. Good to go. All right, guys, the battery's hooked up. Now I want to show y'all the difference. Let's see. Fingers crossed that it spins over better. It should. Let me leave my mic here so you guys can hear it. I'd say a pretty good size improvement, guys. What do y'all say? All right, guys. So I've done a couple things here. I actually changed out our battery connection bolts. They were rusted up pretty good, and this one was actually stripped out. So it was getting tight, but it wasn't getting as tight as I liked. So I decided to go ahead and put this idea together, which is just a 3/8 bolt, 3/8 nut. Tighten your bolt all the way tight, and then suck your nut up to the cable. Get you a good, strong connection, as you can see. Now, what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to fire this thing up. But what we're going to do is we're going to pour just a little bit of gas in there. And I'm going to give it a little extra help, just a dose, good healthy dose of carburetor cleaner. And this thing should fire up, hopefully. We've been saying that we're gonna give it a few minutes to see if we can get this thing to whirl over and get fuel pumped up there. Hopefully the fuel pump's all good. We'll see. If not, we'll just have to keep going and keep diagnosing. But here goes nothing. And again, I'm gonna leave my mic up here for you guys. See if we can get this thing running. We got it running. Listen to her run, guys. Listen to her run. Oh my God. She's running a little high. It's staying running. I'm thinking this thing's got fuel in it. I'm thinking she's running pretty good. Let's go. Listen to her run. There she goes. She's idling down. A little bit. I be damned. Listen at her go. As you can see, it's smoking out of this. I don't know if y'all can see that. This thing's running really good. I checked the oil. It's got plenty of oil. We're definitely going to need to do an oil change, but I be damned. I be damned. This thing's running really good to be sitting for 10, 15 years. This thing is running damn good to be sitting for 10 to 15 years, chat. Woo-wee. Let's take you around. Let's go take a look what's going on the inside. This thing's running. We definitely got an exhaust leak. We're gonna have to get a new exhaust system on it, but she's running. Fuel gauge is all messed up. Probably gonna have to get some new sending units on that. Look at the oil pressure though. Let me show you all the oil pressure. Look at the oil pressure. That's, what do you say, somewhere around 50 pounds of oil pressure at idle. It's definitely idled up a little too high. Probably gonna have to do a little bit of adjusting, but this thing's running. Guys. I think it might be idled up a little bit too high because we got a couple of we do have a couple of vacuum lines unhooked. That's probably a lot of it. This thing's running. I be damned. Let's see if it'll restart by itself. All right, guys, this is the big test. The engine's off. Let's see if it'll restart by itself here. Oh my God. It'll start right back up. I be damned. Definitely got some smoke coming out of there. It's probably burning off some oil and stuff. It looks good. She's running good. Definitely got an exhaust leak. I think on the exhaust we can get lucky and just take it free from the Cadillac converter there. Replace from there back. I think it'd be good to go. I'd be damned. She's running good. All right, guys. Well, I think that does it. We got it running. We still got stuff to do to it, but this thing's running. This thing is running. All right, I'm gonna shut it off, and I'm gonna see if we can get some of these vacuum lines hooked up and see how it runs in. All right, guys. So I got a few of the vacuum lines hooked up. Let's see what she's gonna do. She fires right up. She fires right up. Still out a little high, but it needs to be ran. Needs to be ran. I'm curious if it's got park and drive. Let's see if it's got. I checked the transmission fluid. It's actually in really good shape. So let's see if we got any gears here. That's reverse. It's there. That's drive. It's there. It's all there. We can't drive it just yet, guys. Can't drive it just yet. Uh-oh, we got something leaking over here. What we got leaking? We got a radiator leak. That's our overflow valve. When the radiator builds up pressure, it overflows into this tank. Yeah, that's what's leaking. You see all the water down there? Got an overflow valve. We're going to put a new radiator on it. Wow, it's amazing, guys. Heck yeah, dude. All right, well, let's shut her off. We don't want her getting too hot. We don't. It ain't got much water in it. It ain't got much engine cooling in her. Oh man, that makes my day. And a typical Chevrolet, fuel gauge ain't worth the shit. But hey, she runs. She's got her gears. Brakes work. I got a brake pedal, and she sounds damn good. Let's go, dude. Yo, what's up, guys? We got the old truck running. We got it running. I'm so excited that we got it running. Really was a lot easier than I expected. I really expected that we were going to have to go through this entire fuel system. We got really lucky on that. We're still going to probably tinker with that fuel system a little bit. You know, we may have to put a fuel filter. But if I'm not mistaken, the fuel filter in these trucks are actually in the carburetor, which we have a brand new carburetor rebuilt, which we're probably going to eventually put on. We're going to kind of work out the rest of the kinks before we get into that thing. Then the next video, what you're going to see, kind of give you a pre-run of what you're going to see, is we're going to be putting a radiator in it, and we're going to be giving it a brand new oil change. We're going to get rid of all that old oil. We're going to really let it drain, get all that old, because oil has a tendency to gunk up and get really nasty after sitting a long time. And so that's going to be the next video. And this radiator is actually a really simple one. There's really not much to it. We're going to get some brand new coolant in it. And she's going to start running. We're actually going to move it forward a little bit, kind of test the brakes, kind of test the tranny out a little bit, and go from there. That's going to be our next video, guys. It's not going to be much longer, and I really think we're going to be able to at least take this thing around the block and just kind of test it out. But we got a lot to do between now and then. So make sure y'all like the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload on this old truck. And make sure you stick around the channel because I got some cool videos coming up that has nothing to do with this thing. Like I got some cooking videos coming out. I'm going to be recording one later this evening, actually. So make sure y'all stick tuned. Like I said, turn on your notifications. But most importantly, guys, remember, if God can love me, I know he can love y'all. Peace.